Hello, everybody. This young man was harassed by ICE. He's going to explain his situation. This is Ernesto. You will see a link to join his YouTube over Chicago Nuggies, and you will see a chance to join. He's going to tell us his story on what happened. He's going to unpack that and how he feels and everything going on. I ask that you all follow him and connect with him. Send out good love in the comments to him. If you don't know who I am, I'm Monroe, and I used to work on Kamala Harris's campaign, and I have 30 years marketing branding experience. On this channel, I take you from chaos to clarity, okay? And of course, you know this is all sponsored by my Clarity group. God bless you, Clarity family. Sound off in the comments. Follow Ernesto here. I mentor him because I have 30 years marketing branding experience, how to build up his whole social media, and he's been doing great. Ernesto, what's up, man? Tell us what the heck happened. And what was going on? Where were you in Chicago and what happened?
So I was walking down on Archer Avenue.
Okay, speak up a little more.
And Archer Heights.
Uh-huh.
And what happened was that I was walking down the street, listening to my music in my earbuds. And while I was walking, I was like 4 blocks away from my house. And out of nowhere, I just feel somebody grab my arm, pull me, and slam me against a pickup truck. And when I look around, I see all federal agents.
Oh, wow.
It was a mix of Border Patrol and ICE officials.
Let's get a little closer so they can hear you. So you had federal agents come in and grab you out of nowhere, coming off of where? Pulaski?
Close to Pulaski, like 2 to 3 blocks away from it.
Okay.
And what happened was that I was put on front of the pickup truck on the hood, and they just told me, do I have any ID, anything like that to form that I'm here legally? And I said, yes, it's in my pocket. And they were like, why are you trying to run from us? And I told them, I'm not trying to run from you. I'm literally walking on the street listening to music. And they just say, all right, well, let me see your social security, your birth certificate, or your green card, or any TIN number you have. And I tell them, well, I have my ID in my pocket. It's in my left pocket. I could give you that. And they were like, no, we want your social security, your ICE. We're ICE. We want your social security number, your birth certificate, or your green card. Something that proves that you were born here or you're legal here. And I told them, okay, well, I have my social security in the back of my wallet. And they literally take out my wallet and they put my hands behind me and handcuff me and tell me that they're just going to be detaining me for right now because they want to make sure that I'm here legally. And I tell them, okay, that's fine. And
did they harm you?
I'll get to that, but at that point they just take out my social security card and they run it through the system. And I literally have my hands behind my back, and I'm just moving one of them, and he's like, don't move or else I'm gonna tase you. And I'm like, I'm not trying to leave, I'm just moving my arm. And he literally takes out his taser and points it right in my ribs on the back. And he tells me, if you move again, I'm gonna tase you, and that's gonna be the end of it. And I tell him, okay, well, I'm not gonna move. And 5 minutes later, they give me my, one of the agents comes out of the car, gives me my social security card again. And they uncuff me and just leave without apologizing or anything like that. And they got in their car real quick and they just skirted off. They didn't want me to, film them or anything like that. As soon as I took out my phone, I just got the back of their car, and it was already turning the corner.
Wow. Wow. How did that leave you feeling when that happened?
I felt like I didn't belong here. I felt like I was a criminal. Like I did like a bank robbery or something very, very bad, because they just escalated the situation and I wasn't doing anything. I was just moving my arm around. So it just made me feel sad, disappointed, and I literally cried that day. I literally cried. I went on my live stream and I broke down in my live stream because it pissed me off, but also made me feel like I don't belong here, even though I was born here and I have every right to be here. It just felt like, it's just a big attack on all of us.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, And I remember you were telling me, you just took a couple of days off to really unpack what happened. You weren't out streaming or doing anything. But then something else interesting happened after that. Because after you were out doing that, all of a sudden, Ernesto was out in these streets covering all of the protests.
Yes.
He was out there in front. But tell me about that. What made you make that decision after? Did it affect based on what happened to you to get out there more?
Well, it wasn't like that. I turn a blind eye on it. It's just that my streaming is, I try to be not political or anything.
Because he covers streaming in Chicago. Like he's basically covering all of this. Where I live, he comes in. In fact, he's stalking me sometimes down here, because you'll see the fountain somewhere over here, and you'll see him outside the fountain and doing his thing. So he's usually just covering great sites. That's why I tell you, you definitely, if you want to see great sites around Chicago, he's great. Chicago Nuggets does a great job covering the streaming. But what made you decide to go into?
So what happened was that after I was being treated like that, I was like, I can't turn a blind eye to this. I've been asked a lot of times, why don't I cover protests, anything political like that, or do anything that's going on in Chicago. And I just started doing that after how I was treated, because if this is how I was treated, imagine the undocumented immigrants and people are here that been here for like 20, 30, 40, even 50 plus years, undocumented, and they're being treated like that.
Yeah.
There's kids being zip tied. I saw that on the news.
Yeah.
And that just made me angry. Like, I try to spread peace, love, and unity, and I'm going to continue doing that on my channel, but I can't turn a blind eye on the protests and everything going on. I have to cover it. It's part of Chicago. It's going on. I can't, be like, oh, let's not film this. Let's film something else. I have to, be on the protests and cover it. And I've been going to meetings also. I went on Sunday to St. Pius in Pilsen with Brian, and we saw...
And Pilsen's a neighborhood here in Chicago, everybody.
And that's where I grew up, in Pilsen.
Okay.
I went to that church with Brian, and I told him what the church does and how they get involved with the community. And we were just in a meeting with a big protest that's going to be happening on November 5th in Washington, D.C., if you want to go.
What's the protest called?
RefuseFascism.org.
Okay. And send me the link. And what I'll do, it'll be in the description here.
It's in my videos also. It's in on TikTok and YouTube. But yeah, we went to that meeting and we got involved. So today I have a protest at 4. I'm going to be going to it at the Federal Plaza. And then tomorrow there's going to be a big protest. The last minute, literally 1 hour ago, they announced it. There's going to be a big protest at Ida B. Wells to kick out ICE and the National
Guard. Which is
Guard.
the street, Ida B. Wells, here in Chicago.
And they're going to be trying to kick out ICE and the federal troops out of Chicago since they arrived like a few hours ago already.
Yeah.
And that's what I've been doing, this protest.
That's fantastic. Dude, tell me what do you advise to people who may have gone through this, who are afraid of going through this? Because there's obviously a massive fear of people this could happen to. What advice would you give to somebody who actually been through it?
What I would say is that don't be afraid to talk about it. Don't be afraid to show your emotions. In fact, hire a lawyer. I haven't hired one. I've just been doing my own things because I want to speak out on my own terms. I don't want to get into something too political. But I'm just doing what I need to do because this is what works for me. But what doesn't work for me is, probably going to work for somebody else. So just don't be ashamed of who you are. Don't be ashamed of your color. I'm brown. Darren Monroe's brown too.
Black and brown.
Black and brown, yeah.
A little bit of gray.
You
say I look brown.
You look brown. That's right.
Oh, really? Could I pass for the Dominicans, maybe Puerto Ricans?
You probably could. Puerto Rican. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, just don't be afraid and speak out and go to protests. Go to the protests. Be peaceful about it. Don't encourage violence. We're trying to be better than the administration and the government right now. We're trying to be better than them and be peaceful as possible. And go to November 5th at Washington, D.C. They're going to be doing a big protest over there.
There you go. And then we got No King's Day coming up October 18th.
I'm doing also.
And the No King's Day at nokingsday.org. I have links for you in the description. And I think that's incredibly late. By the way, if you hear talking in the background, we are literally here watching the people at the architectural people. You know, and just every now and then I like to scream at them from here. Ah! Like, what are you doing? It's all good. But listen, this is a great young man. You definitely want to follow him just to see the city. He has all the great things going on with this city. Chicago Nuggies. You can find him on YouTube. I have his link there, on TikTok, and definitely on IG, okay? Thank you, man.
Yeah, no problem.
All right.
Yeah.
The fight goes on.
Yeah.
The fight goes on.